Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is PD Proudlock, and just before we start the video, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to 400 subscribers. Your support's been fantastic as always, and let's continue to build this channel up even more. So, I am here with a video because yesterday at 9 o'clock in the morning, the Premier League fixtures were released yesterday. So, I'm going to look through the Newcastle fixtures again, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I think of them. Now, I've got them up on screen on the computer here. Now, these probably will change and all that because of like Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, Europa League, etc., etc. So, I'll just go through them of how they are set at the moment. So, here we go. So, the first game, which is on a Sunday on the 11th of August, we play Arsenal at home. The last two times we've ended up having Spurs at home, but we've got their opposition rivals this time, Arsenal. So, a bit of a tough start of the season. Now, this can all depend about which Arsenal team turns up. Are they going to get the team that they might go on this unbeaten run for a while? Or will it be the Arsenal that have been dreadful away from home from the last few games of the season? Because that's what certainly happened to them last season. It were just awful away from home. Absolutely fell apart in the Europa Leagues, and it all depends to see if they do strengthen their team, particularly defence-wise, because that is the area they need to sort out about how they've conceded a lot of goals from bad defending. So, yes, it will. It is still a bit of a tough start on that one because they're up attacking wise. They're brilliant. Lacazette, Aubameyang, all them, and it looks like I think they will be staying at Arsenal Football Club by the looks of it. So, I heard nothing that those have been linked away. I heard Arsenal maybe in talks with some players, but yeah. So it's definitely not an easy start, but I would hope get myself to that game and also meet the EFTV crown again, which would be fantastic, like I did last season. So yeah, not an easy start. Arsenal at home on the 11th of August on a Sunday, 2 o'clock kickoff. So this game will be televised on Sky Sports. Second game, it's away to promoted side Norwich, which is on a Saturday as well so far, but we don't know if that will change yet. So as I said, I'm just rattling about how the fixtures have been set so far at the moment. Norwich away. Norwich will be looking forward again back into the Premier League as well. So, and I don't think our away record down at Norwich is great, unfortunately. So, you could say this one's another bit of a tough start, and it all depends how Norwich do in the transfer market as well to see who they're going to bring in to strengthen their squad, considering now they are in the Premier League. So, again, I wouldn't say an easy game as well, to be honest. Like, Norwich can be a tough place to go to, and it has been for us as well. So, third game of the season, away to Spurs. Wow, so we've got them third this time, but we're away this time. So, it's down at their new ground. And that will also be a very tough game as well. So, yeah. Spurs are back in the Champions League. They've still got Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Lucas Moura, and all players like that. And I think they'll be really wanting to hang on to them because it has got them into the Champions League position. So, yeah, again, another pretty tough one. Spurs away. And we only just lost 1-0 away down when they were still at Wembley. So, we shall see, but it's definitely not going to be an easy game at all going down to Spurs. Then, last game in August on the 31st is at home to Watford. Well, yeah, so again, Watford, again, not an easy team as well. We just beat them 1-0 at home last season. So, yeah, and that was probably a very tough game for us, considering the run we were on in part of that season last year. That was when we picked up our first win last season. So, Watford, again, maybe not an easy side as well. So, yeah. Also, the other two, I forgot. I forgot to also mention about Arsenal, where they did beat us, 2-1 last season. So well, it is going to be interesting how this beginning of the season goes as well. So that is the August fixtures. We'll move into September. Now, there will be an international break after the 31st of August, after Watford's, which majority fans cannot stand at all. But it's away to Liverpool. Oh, yeah, so we've got them pretty early this time in the season. So a lot of people might just be thinking, go down there, and if we don't get anything, well, that game's done and dusted with. We were never going to get anything down at Anfield anyway. So, yeah. And after that, it's at home to Brighton. Now, this is one you think we should be getting 3 points here, even though Brighton did beat 1-0 last season, where it was looking very worrying for us. But Brighton only just stayed up by the skin of their teeth. But unfortunately, then Chris Hughton was sacked after the season was finished. And is it Graham Potter, I think they got in? I think it was. I can't remember exactly. But it all depends how they do in the transfer market as well, Brighton, because I think they need to strengthen big time. Only just avoided going down last season. And I'll have to see if the new manager can do it in the Premier League for them. But I think it will be a 3-pointer. I think we should probably beat this Brighton at home this time. So, yeah, and I think Brighton, will be ones that will be in a relegation battle next season. After that, we take on Leicester City away. Now, the last two times we have won twice down at Leicester, 2-1 in 2018, and of course, back in April, we won 1-0. And it'd be great to make a 3 wins in a 3 out of 3 down at Leicester City. But is it an easy game? No, not really. Again, Leicester, they've got players like Vardy, Maddison, players like them. And but when we played them, they had a totally off game and never showed up. And we were doing our job, and we got the 3 points down there. So, but this time it all depends how Leicester City do in the transfer market as well. So again, Leicester, it's not an easy place to go to. So that is the end of the September fixtures, because of course the first game in September is not until the 14th because of the international break. So we're moving to October fixtures. And the first game in October is at home to Manchester United on the 5th. That is 3 days before my birthday, actually. And again, it all depends how Man United do in the season as well. Yeah, I heard Man United did buy a player from Swansea with James Daniel. Sorry, my mind's not up to scratch at the minute. But it all depends. See, they've bought him from a championship side. I heard they were linked with our player Sean Longstaff, but hopefully that will not happen. But I think Man United need to sort out their squad as well, big time. Pogba, 90-odd million? What a waste of money. And I'm hearing talks he could be heading back to Juventus again. My word, I heard Lukaku's future's in doubt. Rumours he could be off to Italy. Again, it's tough. And the players like Alexis Sanchez, who hasn't managed to gel in that squad. So yeah, Man United need to sort out their team. So we'll have to see. And Solskjaer's team was starting to do bad towards the end of the season, and they was struggling. Last game of the season, got beat 2-0 at home to Cardiff, relegated Cardiff. So Man United also need to sort out their squad as well. But of course it's not going to be an easy game, and Man United did beat with 2-0. At home last season, but hopefully we'll see if that will change, and hopefully we'll all have to see how Solskjaer does at his season, because if he's under pressure and he has a bad start, I think his job will be on the line straight away. And after that, it is a bit of an international break as well, and then we have Chelsea away. a place that I don't think fans expect us to go there and get absolutely nothing. But it all depends how Chelsea do in this season as well. It looks like Sarri could be in to Juventus, the manager. Eden Hazard's now gone to Madrid, and Chelsea have got a transfer ban. So they might end up struggling in the season as well. And I'm hearing that could Lampard be the next Chelsea manager? He did well with Derby, but is he ready for that massive step up in the Premier League? We'll all see. Depends who Chelsea get, if Lampard goes there, or which manager Chelsea will get. Because it looks like Sarri looks like he could be heading back to. Well, he could be in Italy. Sorry, looks like he could be going to Juventus for the next manager. So Chelsea, they could end up maybe struggling a bit next season. Morata returned. Looks like he's back from his loan spell, but he struggled for Chelsea, and doesn't look. We're not going to be keeping Higuain on. So it all depends how Chelsea do next season as well. So we could maybe try and go and have a turn up and have a go down there. You never know. The last game of the October fixtures is at home to Wolves. Wolves being promoted last season, finished in the top half of the table. That was fantastic for them. And they beat us 2-1 in Fanta, that last minute goal from Matt Doherty, I think it was. We had Yedlin sent off in that game. So Wolves, are they going to be great from what they were last season? They will probably have to strengthen, because no, you can't just keep can't strengthen, keep your same players, and it could go badly wrong. It did for us. 2012-13 season for us, we kept the majority of the same players, and then we struggled as well. But again, Wolves, not an easy team as well, but hopefully revenge we can get in that game, which would be brilliant. So that is the last of the October fixtures. So we go into November, and in the beginning, on the 2nd of November, we have West Ham away down at the London Stadium. And I was down there last season. We lost 2-0, unfortunately. Hopefully we've got to be better down there. So it all depends how West Ham also do in the transfer market. They might be close to getting a new player in, but I forgot he's in for around about 25 million. So yeah, it looks like their owners now are starting to spend money, improve their squad as well. So yeah, West Ham, it's not going to be an easy place to go to as well. But hopefully we can play better like we did down there last season, because that was bad, that performance. Next game in the November on the 9th is Bournemouth at home. Now, we did beat them 2-1 last season, but Bournemouth are not an easy team to beat as well, in my opinion. They've got players like Callum Wilson, Josh King, Ryan Fraser, even though I heard he could be talks of a move away. He could be maybe on his way out the club, but again, we'll all just have to see what happens in the transfer market. But I think it's a team you think you should be beating, getting 3 points out of them, in my opinion. And after Bournemouth on the 23rd, so it's another international break as well, is Aston Villa away. Another promoted team that won in the playoff. Now, I don't think we've lost away to Villa in a long time. I think Villa, it all depends how they do in the transfer market, but when the season they got relegated, they absolutely had a horrendous season. But I think they will be involved in a relegation battle, at least for next season. So yeah, unless they do strengthen in the transfer market. So we'll have to see. But hopefully that is a game we can go down and get something out of there. And on the 28th of November, it's at home to champions Manchester City. So we've got them at home this time. First, like last season where we played them away first at the beginning of September. Now we beat them 2-1 here, and that was we were the only team that beat them in 2019. Oh, it'd be great if we did that again, but of course it's going to be a very tough game as well. Manchester City have still got players like Aguero, like De Bruyne, Sterling as well, of course, obviously. So that is definitely not going to be an easy game at all. But it would be great if we could beat them again at home. So we move into December, going into the Christmas period, and we have Sheffield United away. But on a Tuesday night, that one's been put on. Me and a couple of friends were fancying going to that game, but on a Tuesday night, yeah. But it's another team that's been promoted now. It all depends how Sheffield United do strengthen in the transfer market. The last time in the Premier League was the 2007 season, but they went back down and they haven't been promoted since back then. Now, I think they will be in a relegation fight next season. And last time we went down to Sheffield United in the Premier League, we won 2-1 it was actually. So, yeah. It'd be great if we can get something down there as well, but I think hopefully that one should be 3 points. After that is Southampton at home. Another team you're thinking that we should get 3 points as well, even though I think did they just buy it and make a new signing as well? But we beat them 3-1 at home last season, so Southampton, they might have maybe a decent season. They might have a season where they're going to be involved in a massive relegation battle. They were when Mark Hughes was in charge, but then he was sacked. And then they brought the new... and I can't remember his name. Oh, my God. Yeah. But I think this is a game you're thinking this should be 3 points. After that, on the 14th, is at home to Burnley. Not away to Burnley, sorry. And we got a 2-1 win down there last season, but again, as people might have, as I've heard people saying, Burnley is definitely not an easy place to go to as well, I would say, in my opinion. We did just win 2-1 down there. That was when Burnley won a bit of an awful run as well at the minute. So, yeah. But hopefully we can maybe get another 3 points down there or something down there at least. And after Burnley away, we are at home to Crystal Palace, where we lost to Crystal Palace last season, thanks to DeAndre Yedlin giving a stupid penalty away, and Milivojevic stepped up and putting the penalty away, and we lost that game 1-0. We had a canny few chances in that game, but just did not take them, unfortunately. So yeah, hopefully we can get something there this time, and hopefully do not give stupid decisions away when Zaha's on the ball. Yeah. Don't go into tackles you don't need to, because you know what Zaha's like. He'll go down and he'll get penalties for it. There you go. Although the VAR is coming in next season, so maybe Zaha, even though he's been diving a lot, might not be getting away with it as much as he has been. But hopefully should beat Crystal Palace this time at home. And after Crystal Palace, they've put this on because on Boxing Day, actually, away to Manchester United. It all depends how Man United do next season. So, yeah, they might do well or they might struggle, and Zaha's job's on the line. We were very close to maybe getting something down there till we threw it away coming into the 70th minute, giving a free kick away. Man United are back in the game. Martial beating Dubravka at his near post, and then Sanchez, of all people, even though he's had a bad times at Man United, scored the winner. So again, we'll just have to see how Man United season goes, and hopefully we can maybe get something down there this time, but we shall see. So, yeah. And on the 20th of December, so just a few days before New Year, is Everton at home. We come down from 2-0 down and won this game 3-2 at home. Thanks to some John Pickford errors. So, yeah. Again, Everton, not an easy team to play as well, but hopefully we could beat them again at home, and hopefully will John Pickford make some stupid decisions again? We'll wait, see and find out. So yeah. And on January the 1st, so on New Year's Day, it's at home to Leicester. Well, last two games against Leicester have been so bad. Last season, lost 2-0, absolutely dreadful. Mike Ashley showed his first appearance up in God knows how many games. And that was definitely toxic, that game there. The way the fans were on Mike Ashley thinking, like, why is he here? The protest was happening there at the time as well. But hopefully we can beat them. As I said, Leicester have got players like Vardy, Maddison, also like defence Harry Maguire. But I think both Man United and Manchester City are both want to try and sign him. So again, we'll have to see what happens with his future. What happened with his future at Leicester City? So yeah, Leicester again, not an easy team to play in my opinion. After that, we play Wolves away on the Saturday on the 11th. So yeah, we were very close to winning that game as well. But one thingy that probably should have been a foul by Bolly on Dubravka, had his arms all the way around him for Dubravka not to catch the ball. And that game ended up finishing 1-1. But we got a draw down there against a very tough Wolves team. So hopefully, maybe revenge. And hopefully, if something does like that happen, the VAR will review it and then make a decision on it. So yeah, Wolves away, but it's again not going to be very easy. It all depends how Wolves do strengthen for next season, because I think they'll have to, because they don't want a season where the form will just drop off. And after that, we have Chelsea at home on the 18th. So Chelsea again, it all depends how this season goes as well. As I said before, I have to see who the new manager is, but they can't buy any players in because of the transfer ban, and Eden Hazard is away to Madrid now, so they haven't got him anymore. So like I said, Chelsea could maybe end up struggling next season. We'll just all have to see what happens. But hopefully we did lose to them 2-1 last season, because a lot of people criticised Rafa because we were playing far too defensive in that game. So yeah, but we shall have to see. Hopefully we'll get revenge, because some of the games of home we've played against Chelsea have been great and we've got points out of them. So yeah, hopefully revenge on them at home next season. And after that, this is also on a Tuesday, Everton away. Now, we did get a draw 1-1 down there, but Everton is a very tough place to go, and where a record down there is not great at all. Well, last win down there was 2010 when Ben Arthur scored that cracking goal. But yeah, I think a lot of fans would definitely take a point going down to Everton away. But it's not an easy place to go to, but if we can get a point down there at least, that would be great. Into February now, and the first game of February is Norwich City at home. Last time we played Norwich was when we were in the Championship. We won 4-3. We came from 3-1 down and won the game right at the end. And as I said, I think Norwich will be in a relegation battle for next season. The luck at times in the Premier League does not go according to plan, and they have been relegated a kind of few times from the Premier League. But it all depends how they do strengthen their squad, because they'll need to big time. But I think you're looking at that and you're thinking that should be 3 points. After that, we take on Arsenal away. Now, it could be all depends what Arsenal team they've got for next season. But Arsenal at home, they're too good. So I don't technically expect majority of anything from that. Unfortunately, so yeah. After that, we have Crystal Palace away. So, but it looks like there's a gap out that could be on the 22nd because due to FA Cup and all that. So yeah. So Crystal Palace away was a 0-0 draw down there last time, but it's not an easy place. Last time we lost down there was 5-1 when McLaren was in charge, and the last two games have been draws. Down there, but it's not an easy place to go, but hopefully we could maybe go out and get something there. So yeah, Crystal Palace, it's not an easy place, but hopefully we can get something down there. And after that, it is Burnley at home. Now, we won this game 2-0 last season. That strike from Fabian Shaw, and then that goal from one of our locals, Sean Longstaff, as well. So I think that you're looking at it and you're thinking hopefully there should be another 3 points again at home. All depends how Burnley do as well in the transfer market as well. So that is all of February. So we'll go into March now, and it's Southampton away at the beginning. A lot of times our record down at Southampton is not particularly great. It was the last 2 games we've played down there with draws, 2-2 in 2017, 0-0 in 2018. That's when Mark Hughes was in charge. But it all depends how Southampton managed to do for strengthening the squad for next season. But hopefully, a game that you're thinking, well, we could maybe get something down there, hopefully. So, yeah, not an easy place to go to for us it is normally. After that is Sheffield United at home on the... Is that the 24th? Is that the 24th? That's because it could be another international break. Yes, there is an international break in March as well, which majority fans cannot be bothered with at all. And you're thinking that hopefully should definitely be 3 points, that one. It's definitely got to be 3 points at least against a promoted side. So yeah, as I've said, I think Sheffield United will be in a relegation battle for next season. And after that, we have Aston Villa at home on the 31st. A game you're thinking, looking, hopefully should be 3 points. I think our record at home against Villa so far has been good. And you're looking at that thinking, that should one you should be looking to get 3 points out of as well. It all depends how Villa do for strengthening for squad. But as I've said, I think they will be in a relegation battle for next season. So we're now into April, and the first game on the beginning is on the 4th. It's away to Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth is not an easy place to go to. We got a draw in that game, thanks to that Matt Ritchie, a nice volley from Matt Ritchie to level the game and make us get a point into stoppage time. So yeah, that was great to see from Matt Ritchie to score against his former club. But again, it's not an easy place to go to. But the last 2 games we've been there have been draws, and I don't know if we've lost down at Bournemouth yet. But it's not an easy place to go to. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, that one, I would say. And after that, we have West Ham at home. God, this writing's so small, you can barely read that. Now, we lost that game 3-0. We got absolutely torn apart in that game. Hopefully, we've got to get revenge this time, because that game was, it was awful. Just awful to watch out there. The way our defence got carved open in that game. But West Ham, not an easy team to play at the moment, considering they are now starting to spend money on new players and all that. So, yep, not be an easy place, but hopefully we can get not an easy team, sorry, because we're playing them at home this time, but hopefully we can get revenge on them this time. And after that, we have Manchester City away. I think it's a game we're not expecting to get anything down there as well, but at least hopefully turn up and have a go down there. That's the majority of fans are probably all thinking, yeah. So it's definitely going to be an absolutely tough game at all. And I think a lot of fans will not be expecting us to get anything down there, unfortunately. And after that, we have Watford away. And Watford is not an easy place to go to as well, I would say. We did get a draw down there last season. But then we conceded towards the end of the game. Fortunately, I was on holiday in that game in Australia, so I didn't get a chance to catch the full game, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's not an easy place to go down there, but a lot of fans think maybe we could be happy with a draw down there. We shall all see. Yeah. So we're going into the last games of the season, so into May now, and we've got Spurs, and the 2 of the games are very tough indeed. Spurs at home on beginning of May. Now I've lost the last 2 games at home against Spurs, but hopefully you'll just have to see how the next season goes. But so yeah, it's not going to be easy, but hopefully we can get something out there and really put on a performance at home in that game. We were pretty unlucky not to get something out of the game at the beginning of last season. And even Spurs admitted they thought they were pretty lucky. So hopefully we can get something out of this game this time. After that is Brighton Hove Albion away. We got a draw down there last season. First half, dominated. Brighton looked absolutely terrified, and you're thinking, this team looks like they could be heading down, but they're just scraped up by the skin of their teeth, as I've said. But hopefully, we can get something down there this time. I think Brighton will be in a relegation battle there for next season. So, yeah. And then the final game of the season, it's Liverpool at home. So I haven't got them second last game of the season. We've got them on the final home game of the season. So you're just hoping if we're going to be in a relegation battle for next season, hopefully we could be safe by before we play them. Because, my God, but yeah, just beat with 3-2 last season, but we did play well in that game. I think just defensive errors needed to be asked and questioned about that. But it'd be great and to get something, hopefully something maybe out this game. And yeah, Newcastle fans, don't go buying tickets and sell them to Liverpool fans in the home area this time. Yeah, that caused some horrific bad scenes. There was fighting going on as well, so yeah, don't do that again, unfortunately. So it'll be great to get revenge on them next season on the final game of the season. So there you go, that is the full Premier League fixture season all done now. So yeah, how many points do you think we can get out the first few games from August? You can maybe say about maybe 6, maybe 7. It all technically depends how many games can we get up, points going into Christmas, and also heading towards the end of the remaining games. So it'll let me know in the comment section what do you think will happen. Will this takeover happen? Will Mike Ashley be gone? If he's not, who will be the next manager? Will Rafa Benitez sign a new contract? Well, we'll just have to see what happens. We're still waiting to find out what is happening so far. I know the fans are a bit frustrated. Yeah, we just want to hear some positive news. So, again, let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment as I've said. And if you're also new, please make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Let's build this channel up even more. Looking forward to next season happening. I think majority of fans will be as well. And I shall see you all later. Take care of yourselves.